What it do, baby? But what's your boy King Reno back at it again? And this is strictly for the Yone main subreddit. So, we're here. Like I said, I don't know if you guys saw my post, but I recently hit Mastery 7 with Yone. I'm pretty excited, pretty proud. I've been trying to get better with him, and I figured I would look. And I love theory crafting. So, here on this channel and on my stream, I've pretty much only theory craft. Now that I'm one tricking Yone. I'm really getting into the weeds, especially with the changes that came on patch 11.1. Started the new season, and things that I've been really interested in, right? So I, personally, I'm a Yone one trick, but I'm a top lane specialist. I know a lot of people play Yone in the mid lane. So this might be interesting to just have a different perspective of a Yone player. It may also just, for some people, go, well, that doesn't matter. Why would you do that? Why would you build that? That tends to be what ends up happening whenever I do comment and or post on the subreddit. I find out, because I'm looking at it or coming from it from a top lane point of view and I don't establish that, sometimes people go, well, why would you do that? And then when I'm like, oh, I'm playing him top, then they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense, but you should still do X, Y, Z, which is fine. It's great to have discourse. I love being able to constructively figure out, something together. So as it stands right now, I'm looking at Lawlytics. With Lawlytics, the highest win rate for Yone top is actually the Gale Force. Now, I personally am not a fan of Gale Force. I think Gale Force is a very strong win more item. If you get ahead and you're getting the levels, since it scales with levels, you do more burst damage with the active. So I'm not saying that I don't know how to get ahead. You do have those matchups that you are able to turn really early. But I think personally, I've been a fan of the Kraken Slayer into Bloodthirster build. Has been my second favorite build of the preseason. My actual secret lover when it comes to builds on Yone has been Blade of the Rune King into Sunderer. Love that build. Blade of the Rune King. So Greaves, Blade, Sunderer, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and then either a GA or a situational item at the end. Sterix has been really good since I'm not building a shield bow, but I've really enjoyed just that in general. I, of course, not a pro. I'm gold on average, plat on a good day, so I'm not trying to come from a diamond player or I'm not DZ Kilo. What's that guy's name? I think he's like a EU West Challenger Yone player. Nor am I Way of the Tempest, who has been playing a lot of Yone mid. But I think there's still some fun things, especially now that they only need 2 items for crit. My Bork Sunderer build is really good. On the subreddit earlier, I guess last week, there was a build. I did try it. It was the Kraken into, I think it was Kraken, Bloodthirster, and then you built the Deadman's Plate, Sterix, and your last, if you needed a Visage or something, or GA, you built your last item. I enjoy that. I, again, read through it, looked at it, and then tried it in a handful of games. It's surprisingly strong. Like, it's really strong. I think that the interesting breakpoint on that is the Sterix, though. I think I started switching the Death Dance for the Sterix because the Sterix effectively is taking the place of the shield bow. So, I don't know how to put it. I guess what I found myself enjoying from doing that build was effectively being really tanky. So I was able to, I think not only did was I doing the most damage in matches that I was like winning, but I was taking the most damage also. So if you use programs like Blitz, or if you just look at your stats or the game stats after the game, you can see how much damage you've taken and how much damage you've dealt and stuff like that. A lot of people just go to the damage chart, but you can also look and see how much damage you dealt to towers and to objectives, and how much damage you tanked, and how much mitigation or healing you did, stuff like that. And being a tankier version of Yone was really fun, solely because you still, like, your combo still killed anyone under like 2k. So like the misfortunes, the lucks, as long as I didn't have to go through both of her shields, Cassiopeia's, stuff like that. Like anything that just didn't stack a bunch of HP, which is nice now that Rod of Ages is out. So a lot of these mages are really, really, really squishy. But anything that didn't stack HP, I was able to still like blow through. But since I was tankier, I was able to fist fight all the tanks and fist fight all the bruisers and stuff, which is great because once you have your E, you start fighting them. They're trading with you, thinking it's an even fight. You CC them, you get your shield, you knock them up, you know, you snap back, and now it turns into one of those like they've lost half of their health and you've lost a quarter, if that. So what are some fun things that I think, especially on this patch, that people should be doing? Now, when I say fun things that you should be doing, please try these like 5-10 times in normals. If you have a group of friends that you can play flex with, play with them in flex. So then that way you're able to play, you know, not in other people's games and stuff like that. As well as, well, that's pretty much it. Just do it in a scenario where you're not gonna impact people's rank and ranked experiences and stuff. But I don't know. I was thinking like things like for your first item. I don't know if they did a lot of one item things here. But yeah, like Triforce. I like that. My favorite has been the Blade of the Rune King. I know a lot of people have started building this Mortal Reminder build against high healing champions and things like that. But just trying out other things for first items where you're able to oh, that's like all the way down there. Jeez. Just do different things, you know, especially like I said, they're in normals. You're just trying stuff out. You're not going completely overboard. I know for a while the Eclipse was really good, and now that you can build like Eclipse into Duskblade, or Duskblade, Eclipse into Jeez, what? King, what are you doing, right? You can do Eclipse into Infinity Edge into Bloodthirster. You don't have any attack speed at that point. I mean, you have your Greaves, but you don't have any attack speed at that point, but it's something to think about. Wit's End is an item that's pretty interesting. It was better last season. It's just not as good this season, but it gives you something like if you're going up against that gnarly Mordekaiser matchup, which is annoying. I did find a trick to beat Mordekaiser. It's just you have to be like even with him. If he gets a little bit ahead, it's a bad day because you're not able to proc his shield or to like minimize his shield before you snap back. Because if you use your E and then you fight him to do the damage, and then he uses his W before you snap back, all that bonus damage that you get from your snapback goes right into the shield. Whereas if he pops his shield to like survive and you can cut through that shield, then when you snap back, you actually just crush his health. It's a way to beat a lot of shielding champions. You just have to keep on wailing on them. But yeah, I'd also like to know, what are your thoughts on just building like a lot of attack speed? Like of course, the boots, the Bork, going into the Noon Quiver, that's like a ton of attack speed. So whatever you guys think or have ideas about. Again, same thing with the Phantom Dancer. Phantom Dancer could make a comeback. You could be building IE Phantom Dancer and then just full tank after. I also want to look into some builds where we're maybe touching on Ravenous Hydra or Titanic Hydra. I'm really interested in seeing these tankier builds, but I like Drain Tank. So, you know, where you're trading HP, but you're healing up faster. So the only thing that can effectively kill you is if they CC you. And at that point, you just build a QSS, you know? So I'm interested in stuff like that. Like I want to see what people are doing and what they're thinking, especially going into this next round of this season. Well, that being said, like I said, my name's King. You can always stop by the stream. That's at twitch.tv/callmeking. That's call_me_king. Again, that's twitch.tv/call_me_king. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to drop a follow or a like or subscribe. I don't know what they do on the YouTube. I think you subscribe on YouTube. And please, like, let's have a discussion whether you're commenting on the actual video here, whether you're commenting in the Yone mains subreddit, whether this video gets sent or gets traction anywhere else. Feel free to share it, and so we can have a conversation. We can start talking to each other about these builds and try to help each other out for the season and continue to do better. Yes, I know the standard build is shield bow into infinity edge, but especially with the changes, I just think that it'd be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun to, you know, create and change the meta, change these builds, change the way we're playing. So that could be interesting. I appreciate you all. Let's all get the challenger. Audi 5000.